Welcome to the Maintenance Man Podcast, episode 3. Thank you for joining me. Tonight we're going to discuss on top of just kind of a random chit chat stuff going on, so let's get into it. I got some funky jams on this thing, man, I tell you. Trying a new setup in the basement here, so let's get started on the cost of things. So the other day, I'm working on a remodel in my house. I fuck up. So I'm starting this remodeling, just a little remodel job in my basement, nothing big. There was a bar installed in my basement, probably 25 years ago, judging by the cabinets. Could have been before then, but also what it does is cover up the water main coming into my house. So it's a nice little area to redo. I bought some inexpensive cabinets from Home Depot. So what I did was I bought two 30-inch by 24-inch maybe wide upper cabinets, and then an 18-inch base. And then for the sink side, since it's a bar sink, I just bought a 24-inch base cabinet with just a drawer and underneath, and that's where all the water pipes come in. But I did that because I made the drawer a short little drawer, because bar sinks are small, so at least I knew I could fit the drawer there, and they're a lot cheaper than a sink base. And for some reason, I don't know why. Anyways, I think in the cheap, we're talking not even the nice unfinished cabinets from Home Depot, but the cheap of the cheap, as in $400 there. The sink and faucet I found on Amazon as like $120. I did steal a new fridge off of Amazon. It's the only one I could find that was the same size as my mini fridge, and it held a lot of beer, but also had just one wine rack in there, which just seems like a nice remodeling move. And it was originally like almost $400, marked down to $320, and then I got an additional 60% off coupon that they're just like running a promotion on, so that worked out well. But so I'm into this project, and I've noticed, just the last trip to Lowe's I took, I bought 3 side skins for the upper cabinet, so 11 3/4 by 30 inch, basically Luan, but which I could have got cut, whatever. I got 3 side skins just for the ease of it, because they just slap on. Now this is where I thought I got a deal. 4-foot piece of pine stair tread that's like biscuit jointed or whatever, the layered wood. I'm not a woodworker, but it's a solid piece of wood. It's a stair tread. It's going to be painted, but I know it's straight, and it's, nice and thick, better than buying like a common board or like a thinner pine. But that was $15. And then a little case of Craftsman 23 gauge pin nails. We're talking, it had a few different flavors of very small ones, as I use them for the side skins to put some liquid nails on, and then I drive a few of those in because you can't see them, holds it in place. Good deal there. That thing was $15. So that's all I had in my cart, these 4 items, and I go to the cash register, and the bill is $94 $96, something like that. I remember when I remodeled my basement in my old house, I made these built-ins in the basement on either side as a split level home, and on either side of the fireplace I bought upper cabinets, 36-inch wide I believe, and then I 2x4'd out a base so they looked like normal cabinets, base cabinets, but not as deep. And then I bought common board to make shelves, you know, on either side. And at that time, we're talking 2-3 years ago, I could buy, you know, a 12-inch deep common board by, you know, however, I was probably buying 10, 12, or 16 footers because of the, I was probably buying 8 footers or 10 footers for the shelves, but common board was like $6. Again, it's just, you know, I was painting them, I sanded them down a little bit, made them look nice. It turned out beautifully, put some, at the time, shiplap behind them, but products have gotten ridiculously expensive. I feel like another time on this project I got some backer-on screws, cement board, and a few other things that I forget, but that bill too, it was like 4 or 5 things in my cart. It's like $90. So like for this project, for the bar area, we're gonna be in it, I bought a, which isn't not too bad. I like the quality of it. It's not great, but not bad. It's a Hampton Bay butcher block live edge countertop, and I think it looks fantastic, and it's pretty thick. I think I bought a 72-inch, and that cost $323 shipped to store. I went and picked it up. I'm very happy with the product. I actually would buy it again, but for that little project, probably in $1,200. You know, at my old house, and this goes back 13 years now, 2009, 2010. You know, when I remodeled my first bathroom, I bought a toilet, it was like $100 some bucks. Vanity, which was probably like 200, 300-ish bucks. Again, Home Depot grade stuff, but you know, nicer looking. You know, we bought decent toilets and all that. I bought the shower pan because it was the master bathroom, 4 foot, I think, like is a little bit bigger than 4 feet. So I just went with a shower pan in there. Got off of Amazon. But so like shower pan, toilet, vanity, and then I bought tile, and then a little bit of accent tile, and then a glass door. And I think I was at like maybe $2,000 for the bathroom, $1,500, $2,000. And then I did my hallway bathroom, same thing. I put in it wasn't like a deep soaker tub, but it was a deeper tub than your standard tub. I had to cut the drywall, you know, because the old tub was just a little bit smaller, so I had to cut the drywall off on the bottom to slide the new tub in. But I did that, tiled the floor, tiled the shower, new vanity, new toilet. Again, I did both those bathrooms for about $3,000. I remodeled my kitchen at the old house. Basically what I did was, at my old job, I installed kitchens for them, and instead of charging, got a deal on some cabinets, and nice Wolf cabinets, you know, good build quality. Soft close everything, but my kitchen was 11 by 14. I did it really nice though. Opened up a wall, did cabinets all on that side, had, you know, made a little bar area, not bar, but like a eating island type thing, but it's connected to this it's a beautiful kitchen. But anyways, I mean, that was still, I looking at, I think it's about $4,000 in cabinets, another three for the 30, it's about 4,000 for the countertop, quartz countertop. Tile floor was probably about $300. So I was at like around 10 grand for that. I already had all the appliances. Actually, the appliances we got at Home Depot when we first moved in, and it was, you get the 4 set, and it says fridge, dishwasher, stove, and above the stove microwave, which how the old cabinets were, I couldn't put that in, so that sat in our attic for 10 years, and the wrap it came in, and it was so nice when I finally installed it and we were able to use it for the month. But then once I got the kitchen done, the market went crazy and we posted the house for sale, and now I'm in this new house, and not as many projects, more maintenance than anything. It's a good thing I'm a maintenance guy, but like you go to fix some plumbing or something, you buy some PVC or copper or whatever. I mean, it's like every time you're out there, you buy a few things, your cart looks empty, but it's $100. It's ridiculous. So inflation is definitely, it's harder to do like side jobs. If you do side work, I've been doing more maintenance stuff, because figuring out material cost and stuff for remodels, and also I do it by myself, but it's been easier to just do maintenance stuff, if someone really needs you in a pinch. But that's going to lead me into my next segment, which is going to be, work-life balance. Something I'm, at the age of 37, just starting to realize how important that is, if you can make it happen. Especially if you have a family. If you don't, go out there, have fun, play around, work hard, play hard, do whatever. Work-life balance. I'm going to start this off with saying everyone's situation is different in life. And there's going to be some topics I talk about, and I might come off as insensitive, but I promise you that's not what I'm going for. I just, these are my personal beliefs, stuff I would like to discuss. And first and foremost, the current job I'm at kind of landed to me in a weird way. It was a job that for a company I'm familiar with, for a occupation that I had been doing for the last 7 years. And also, this job currently that I've been at for almost 2 years now is the first time in my life where I'm not working 2 jobs. I'm a salaried employee. I have a work van that I can drive to and from work, and then at work I have a gas card. So I feel very blessed having landed this job, and I think the company feels the same way about having me, because they seem to be very happy with what I do. Now, I'm not doing exactly what I love to do, but nonetheless, I'm making the most of it. But my last job, and listen, I mean, this is where it gets hard, because I know there's maintenance guys that do things that I could only dream of doing, I mean, they are, just unbelievable. They got the Maintenance Maniac podcast. Go check that out. I think it's Maintenance Maniacs. Chris Wilcox and Victor, they do a phenomenal job. Their Instagrams are great. But so basically, my old job was I was the lead maintenance tech for most of my time there. besides when I started. I trained, from the time I took over lead maintenance tech, I worked with 8 people in 7 years. And a lot of huge chunks of that too are just me by myself. 150 units, which, some people have more, some people have less. That doesn't matter, the work's all the same. And older buildings also, all 1950s, maybe 60s, I don't know. But either way, on top of that though, I was doing remodeling for them or other companies in the evenings, after work, weekends, and then on call, which wasn't terrible, but then when I didn't have another person with me, I was on call every week, and sometimes that would be months. There was just, and then since I was the most reliable person, every holiday I was on call. And the other people I worked with, like, if it snowed on Christmas Eve, I was there. I went a few times. Christmas Day, cleared the properties of snow, spent, sometimes 6 hours while the kids were at home playing in it. I was missing out on a lot of time. And, before I even got into maintenance, I worked at a university as a janitor. It was a union job. At the time, they offered movement to other, landscaping, but they took that away, and that's when I moved on. But when I worked that, I was also still working the pizza shop. We had our first kid at that time. I'd go into work, and there, overtime wasn't required, but you were required to show up. And I worked in the student union building, so I also did setups in the ballroom. And you're talking graduation, all that, so they would, and my supervisor did this every time. He's a nice man, he liked me a lot, but because I was young and worked my ass off, but he would come to me at Friday at when I'm leaving, our work hours were 6 a.m. to 2:30, which was kind of nice, and my days off were Mondays and Tuesdays, which was really nice when you don't have kids, because if you gotta get stuff done, you gotta get stuff done. The world's your oyster, or whatever they say, but things are pretty open those days. 4 o'clock and be like, I need you back in here at 11 tonight, and then work through the night, and then work your shift. And sometimes even I'd work 24 hours straight sometimes, or longer. Once again, I was missing out on my newborn. And then I think the thing that really made me move on, a few things, was I was training another kid at my last job, and 2 weeks in, he was like, I have this job that, I have a job offer, and it's in my wheelhouse of what he did, and he told me about it, a little less money and stuff, and I was like, but with the potential to grow quickly is what they were promising him. But if it's in his wheelhouse, I said, you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta take it. And he ended up doing that, and I left too. But in the summers, we were blocked out from doing anything from July to about September. And my youngest son was born in one of those months, and he was born on a Wednesday. Well, my wife called me. We were in the middle of turnovers. I go to my boss, and it's like, did you have to have a kid in the middle of summer during turnover season? So I went in with my wife on Wednesday. I have 2 other kids, so she gave birth, went home, stayed with the kids, and then Thursday my wife came home. It's amazing when you have Once your first kid, it's forever to get out of the hospital. Once your third, they push you out, which is great though. So now though, I went home, because I have to take care of the other two kids, and my wife was in the hospital with the newborn. I went in the next day, picked her up, brought her home, and then I went to work. And then, there's my wife with just fresh out of the hospital, 3 kids at the time, all under the age of 7, 6, and a newborn on top of that, and a dog. I just went, I didn't have any time off or anything. I see all these places that offer the guys maternity leave. I don't know if I need that, but like a week or two to help, especially when I had my first kid. I know my wife's tough. She gets through things, but I think she could have used a helping hand the first week's a little, when you have the first one, it's a little stressful. But I feel blessed now because my new job, it's salaried. Yes, if they need me on call, if they need me overtime, I don't get paid for that, but very rarely is there an emergency or an overtime situation. But there's been maybe 2 or 3. Happily have done it. There's no on call. Very little snow removal, meaning they have companies that clear everything, but the 2 buildings, or no, just the 1 building, just a little pathway in the front, just a tiny little pathway. I gotta make sure that's clear. Other than that, it's 8 to 4:30, and then I'm done. My weekends are stress-free, and I get paid well enough where if I want a side job and make a little extra money, I can do it. If I don't want to, I don't have to. So what I'm saying is, if you're in the trade, try to find a life balance, because I'm starting to realize I miss some time. I've always made time for my kids. They're everything to me. You gotta work also for a living, and you gotta try and put a roof over their head, and make sure they're fed and have beds and clothes. And I'm in a very good spot, and I want to let people know that, especially if you're in whatever trades and you feel like you're getting pushed around or whatever, there's opportunities out there. So don't be afraid to jump into them, because it might be the perfect solution. And like I said, I'm not doing everything that I love to be doing, but I think the time with my wife and kids is the most valuable time I have. Me again, so this last segment, and you can completely ignore it if you want to, that's fine. I just wanted to talk about, faith, be, completely embedded to religion. But one thing I've realized that's helped me out in life is I do believe in a higher power. And I was born, Roman Catholic, and I believe in a God. I believe in heaven and hell. Doesn't mean my God is the God. I just believe in a God. I think there's one up there. I believe in the afterlife. And, being able to reconnect with your family, your loved ones. And for me, that helps me to keep going in life, staying on a good track. I'm not saying like I'd veer off of it, but I think in life it's just a good structure to have. Obviously, I was went to church every Sunday with my parents, and that continued till, I was like 20 years old. And with my wife and kids, I don't go to church, but we do the CCD, which requires going to church. But just having a little bit of faith, it's definitely nice. It's something to lean on. It's something that I feel like our society has gotten away from a little bit, and things have gotten crazy in the last few years, that's for sure. And I'm not saying you have to pray to a God or believe in a God, but maybe just something that helps you stay on track in life. And hobbies are a good thing too. Now, I started my YouTube channel. Thought it was going to be wildly successful. It's been a slow grow, but it's fun. And I don't consider it a hobby, but it's kind of like a hobby because I enjoy doing it. I feel like I help people by doing it. I put out content that I truly believe in and have fun with, and I enjoy tools. I'm a tool head, but I have a niche, I'm not big into the going all in on one brand. I just love testing tools, anything from Hyper-Tough to, Fiend, Bosch, Rigid, DeWalt. Just, picked up some Cobalt, Skill. I mean, they're all owned by the same companies, but, TTI is what they have, and Stanley Black & Decker is what they have, and stuff like that. But that's, why I want to start this podcast also, is to, the maintenance industry is stressful. Businesses in general, I'm a firm believer of people don't be afraid to get into the trades. It's a great career. You can make a career out of it. I somehow, luckily, lucked out in it. I'm able to provide for my family. We live pretty comfortably. And we're not just getting by, we're, doing good. And I'd like to, help people out. And definitely when you're in the trades and when you're younger, like I said earlier in the episode, I was working 2 jobs, busting my butt, because you have to do that for a little bit. And, but luckily I saw a light at the end of the tunnel, and I found an opportunity, and I was fortunate enough, the kid that I worked with for the longest at my old job, he left. And him doing that gave me the confidence to do the same thing and, go out and start looking. And he and I are good friends to this day, and still talk, and he's doing awesome. And, I'm proud of him, he's proud of me, and I'm not saying like we got out of a terrible situation. Like, my old job treated me well. It was just a lot of work. I mean, you go from maintenance work orders to turnovers to remodels to, now we have so many remodels, we're bringing in contractors, and I gotta go pick up stuff for them because it's cheaper for us to do that. And I still have my own projects to work on, and it's just, it's back and forth, and it just got tiring. But, like I said, I think having a little faith and a belief in, something more extraordinary than this world, which everything in life is beautiful. Take one day at a time, breathe it all in, enjoy it, You're gonna have your ups and downs. Gotta roll with the punches. All those phrases, wrapped into one. But I just wish society would be more in tune with, having some more structure. But we are moving along, hopefully, to bigger and better things eventually as a society. Just turn off the news and live your life and what's around you. Things are pretty good. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on the episode 3, the Maintenance Man podcast. And there'll probably be another one coming out later this week. And enjoy the rest of your evening and or day.